Hello everyone. This video is in continuation to your history chapter number 3, Rural Life and Society. Let's start with the first topic of this video, that is effect of revenue policy on the people. The British economic policy exploited Indian economy. The status of landlord were reduced to rent collector, who were only concerned of rent rather than improving agriculture. The poor farmer of India were pushed towards moneylender who charged a very high rate of interest from these farmers. When the farmers were not able to repay the interest, the moneylenders took over the land. Unfortunately, even the legal system did not help the poor farmers, as it was very expensive to hire a lawyer, file a court case, and fight it for years. Over a period of time, more and more land was passed into the hands of rich farmers and moneylenders. Many artisans and craftsmen lost their jobs in towns as demand for the handicrafts declined. Due to decline in the handicrafts, the artisans lost the opportunity to earn extra money during off-season. Now, let's talk about plantation farming, that is cash crop. The self-sufficiency of the Indian villages was completely broken under the British. Indian farmers were forced to grow commercial crops. The Industrial Revolution in Britain increased the demand for cash crops like indigo, cotton, jute, and opium. They are called cash crop as they are sold in the market for cash. Farmers were forced to grow cash crops as landlords and merchants profited from their sale to the British export firm. They pressurized farmers to grow cash crops so that they could earn profitably. The total area under cultivation went up during this period, but the area available for food crop was reduced. The increase in the cultivation of commercial crop adversely affected the total quantity of food grain production. So less food grain led to more famine. Now, next is peasant revolts. Peasant means farmers. The dispossessed and oppressed peasants led many revolts in Bihar and Bengal against the indigo planters, zamindars, and moneylenders. The various land revenue passed by the British government hit the farmers between 1765 to 1857. A number of revolts were led by the farmers. Group of farmers were revolting against Britisher. Most of them were against imposing heavy land revenue upon them. The farmers of Kerala revolted against the suppression of zamindar. Then there were Deccan riots at Pune and Ahmednagar district in 1875. The government of India appointed a commission which recognized that poverty and suppression of the farmers led them to revolt against the moneylenders. The largest such uprising was the revolt of 1857. The Indigo Revolt. The word indigo is derived from the Greek word indikon and Latin word indicum, meaning from India. Indigo was a natural blue dye used for coloring clothes. Let us look at some statistics to prove the rapid increase in indigo cultivation. 1788, 30% of the indigo imported into Britain was from India. 1810, 95% of the indigo imported into Britain was also from India. As the indigo trade grew, commercial agents and officials of the company began investing in indigo production. Indigo production became a very profitable business. Many Scotsmen and Englishmen came to India and became indigo planters. Indigo was the first crop to be grown on British plantations as the British required a regular supply of indigo for its textile factories. The indigo planters gave loans to the cultivators for cultivating crops. which they had to sell to various factories at low prices. Later, the planters informed the farmers that loans could be repaid only by supplying indigo to them at fixed price, not by any other means. The European traders wanted Indian farmers to cultivate indigo, for which there was no remuneration. The farmers that failed to cultivate indigo on their portion of land had to face atrocities like kidnapping, burning of their houses, etc. The indigo agitation of Bengal from 1859 to 1860 was directed against indigo planters, whose exploitation had pushed the farmers to revolt. This inhuman operation of indigo cultivators forced them to revolt against the British in Nadia district of Bengal in 1859. The indigo revolt was led by Bishnucharan Bishwas and Digambar Bishwas. Other famous leaders like Kheder Molla of Pabna and Rafiq Mondal of Malda were also participated in this revolt. In 1859, all the farmers undertook the first general strike in the history of Indian peasantry. The farmer refused to cultivate indigo. They faced brutality with courage and determination. This final blow stopped the cultivation of indigo and synthetic dye was introduced. However, the planters were finally forced to shut down their workshops and the British banned the cultivation of indigo. Now, let's talk about impact of the peasant revolts. Peasant movement did not create any threat to the British rule, but provide that the Indian peasant reactions were impulsive and spontaneous to such situation and not planned. They were tortured so brutally that the peasants had to rebel. Their faith, courage, heroism, and willingness to make immense sacrifices were inadequate against the imperialist power. However, the popular movement and rebellion of the 19th century revealed the immense power of resistance against imperialism. These revolts generated great awareness among the Indian agrarian classes about their rights. In addition, when the news of the revolt and the Britishers mercilessly handling these revolts outbroke, the real intent and the interest of the Britishers were revealed. Punjab, a case study. Canal irrigation brought many changes in Punjab. The introduction of the Persian wheel flourished the agriculture sector in Punjab. The coming of the British witnessed the advanced technology. Extensive canal systems were raised along with the establishment of industries. Irrigation was extended here. Wasteland were brought under cultivation, resulting in increasing agricultural production and reducing landlessness and indebtedness. Thus, agriculture prosperity increased in Punjab under British. As a result, the British did not face rebellions in this area. So here we end with this chapter. Thank you.